Despite the mismanagement and preparations, the opening ceremony was a hit and the games have got going without a hitch so far. Well, so will all the mismanagement of the organising committee be forgotten now? To discuss this, we're now joined by Prasoon Joshi, who's a creative advisor to the Commonwealth Games, and Shailendra Singh, who's a joint MD for Percept Holdings. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Prasoon, to you first. A very spectacular opening ceremony. Clearly, the organising committee had very little to do with it. It was managed by you and a couple of other well-known names. But does this mean all is forgiven? And we now move on to being a country that did a great job with the Games?
Well, I think we're very happy that the kind of response this ceremony has met with. And I think it has. I was there at the stadium, of course, a little nervous, but when the energy one could sense in the stadium was so good that you started feeling, by the end of it, you started feeling elevated, you started feeling good about it. People came down to you and said, we've got goosebumps and stuff. So definitely it is a positive start. And I think we can have a fresh start here and probably look forward to great games. I think the whole team has come together to do something as spectacular as this. And, well, I'm very hopeful that we'll have rest of the show, which is like the games, very well, and they unfold very well, yeah.
So this has definitely been a great start. Shailendra, let me come to you. Things have got off to a great start. People are hopeful that the games will be as good as the opening ceremony. Will that redeem India in the eyes of the rest of the world that was saying that, you know, there's so much bad publicity about dirt, about corruption, about delays? Will that be forgotten?
Well, actually, I mean, compliments to the team, Prasoon and his team, and of course the Wizcraft team. I think they pulled off a fantastic moment last night. And I think, you know, we suddenly saw that what we truly want to believe in, that India is united. But the fact of the matter is that while we celebrated last night, and I'm 100% sure that the games are going to go spectacular, there's no discussion. But, you know, somewhere down the line, I think, like, you would also agree with me that we had 6 years to prepare for the games. There are a lot of opportunities lost. There was a lot of, mudslinging that took place in pretty much, you know, the dirty linen of India was washed in public. Not necessary, in my opinion. This could be a reason because we expected politicians to do the job of professionals. Maybe, question mark. The Prime Minister's office reacted rather late in the day. So Brand India, somewhere in the process, certainly got injured. And it wasn't necessary. Also, secondly, the marketing of the games, you know, practically started just about 35 days ago. Imagine if this was done in a process which was well planned. Imagine the money that we could have raised, the eyeballs that we could have raised, and respect for Brand India. So while we are bound to celebrate, I think we've done a tremendous job and this is going to be a huge success. But imagine if this was done in the time that we had by professionals who knew the job. My God, we could have also possibly made money other than just ensuring that Brand India really gets its due respect.
Shailendra, what happens once the games are done? Do we go back to living the same way? People are looking up to Delhi as being able to, you know, deliver something on a world-class level. But will we go back to broken roads, no water, no electricity? Will things actually change? Well,
I mean, nothing succeeds like success. So first of all, I mean, we are all hoping that the games go well. But, the important point is that, like I mentioned about the opportunity, I personally believe that all minds have come together at the right time to ensure that the games are pulled off. But is there a plan post the games for the venues that we have built, the infrastructure that we have built? Honestly, this is the opportunity where India can become a sporting nation. This is fantastic. I mean, I was watching the games live today. It really got you going when you saw the flag going up 4 times. We've already won 4 medals. It's a phenomenal experience. We are the youngest population in the world. Fantastic opportunity for India to become a sporting nation. But is there a plan in place? Are the right people in the right seats to ensure that this opportunity too is not lost? So I think somewhere down the line also you hit an important point. I truly believe that the Chalta Hai virus needs to be terminated. I mean, we just can't take it on again and again. And I'm sure yesterday we saw that the Commonwealth opening ceremony, not only the opening ceremony, but I think Commonwealth Games in India got the endorsement just not of the IOC chief, but also the Commonwealth chief, the Prime Minister, the President, the Dukes, the Prince, everybody endorsed that they were great, they were happy to be in India, and they knew for sure that Commonwealth is going to be a success, and hopefully Olympics could come to India. But can we put a plan together? Can we ensure that all the investments of the Aam Janta into this, not just financial, but also emotional towards Brand India, are respected, and there is a nice laid out plan, and somebody is certainly accountable, and that accountable person, follows a transparent process whereby the entire country can unite on a common goal. I mean, it's that simple, to be honest.
Shailendra, when the press was covering this, everything from toilet paper to treadmills was supposed to have been overinflated, and money seemed to have changed hands. Given that the games will now be behind us, the bad publicity will always be there for people who want to dig it up. But does it affect India's ability to attract investment in areas that we really needed? Infrastructure, for example, which is a classic case where overbilling happens. So while India is going around asking countries for money to better its roads and, build better infrastructure, will companies, countries that want to invest in India say, hey, hang on a second, let me just remind you what happened a couple of months or weeks ago when it came to infrastructure building in India?
Well, I personally believe that this is the job of the government, and I think last night you saw the commitment of the government. It was unparalleled. I mean, I think even the opposition united. So I think the government has understood that sports has the power not only to change just the youth of India, but can change the economic dimensions of the country. It can change the political environment. Nelson Mandela did it in South Africa when he came out of the prison and took the presidentship. So I'm sure the government will make those necessary changes. And also we saw that the corporate world united. I mean, for God's sake, you've seen a lot of aggression by corporates actually advertising Commonwealth Games. I only wish that they had 7 months or 8 months to do it. I think in future, these games are going to ensure that this is not a single sport nation anymore. And there lies an opportunity for the corporate world to actually invest in the sport and make India a sporting nation like South Africa and Australia. They did it with design. We can do it with passion.
In the rest of the world. Thank you so much, Prasoon and Shailendra, for joining us on NDTV Profit.